and no getaway car was waiting. On the other side of the fence, now behind me, sat Turgar, a Tibetan Buddhist monastery, and I was its prestigious 36-year-old abbot. A year earlier, I had announced my intention to enter an extended retreat. This had not sounded any alarms. 3-year retreats are common in my tradition. However, it was assumed that I would seclude myself in a monastery or a mountain hermitage. In addition to Turgar and Bodh Gaya, I have monasteries in Tibet and Nepal, and meditation centers throughout the world. But no one anywhere had imagined my true intentions. Despite my revered position, or more precisely, because of it, I would not vanish into an institutional or isolated dwelling. I had set my sights on following the ancient tradition of sadhus, the wandering Hindu ascetics, who give up all their belongings to live free of worldly concerns. The earliest heroes of my own Tibetan Kagyu lineage had followed in the footsteps of their Hindu predecessors, taking shelter in caves and forest groves. I would die to my life as a privileged tulku, a recognized incarnation of a spiritual adept. I would discard the mantle of being the youngest son of Tulku Urgyen Rinpoche, the esteemed meditation master. I would live without attendants and administrators, and would exchange the protections granted by my role as abbot and lineage holder for the anonymity that I had never known but had long yearned for. My wristwatch read 10 after 11. My plan was to take the midnight train to Varanasi. The train left from the Gaya station just 8 miles away. I had ordered the taxi earlier that evening while coming home from the Mahabodhi temple, the historic site that commemorates the Buddha's great awakening under a Bodhi tree. An offshoot of the original tree marks the heart of this sprawling temple complex, and pilgrims from all over the world come to sit under its leaves. I went there often, but this particular evening I specifically went to do kora, ritual circumambulation, and to offer butter lamps as a way of praying for my retreat to go well. I had been accompanied by my longtime attendant, Lama Soto. Headlights appeared, and I stepped onto the road. A jeep drove past. After another 10 minutes, I once again saw headlights, when a large cargo truck came barreling toward me. I jumped back and slipped in a mud puddle. When I pulled my foot out, one of my rubber flip-flops got stuck. I retrieved it, then continued to hide, my hands wet with slimy muck. My enchantment vanished, and agitation rolled in like fog. Anyone who frequented this road would recognize me. No one had ever seen me unaccompanied. Not at this hour, not at any hour. I had taken the taxi for granted. I had no idea what I would do after I reached Varanasi, but at this moment it seemed critically important not to miss the train. I had no backup plan. I began walking quickly toward the main road, sweating from heat and excitement. Earlier in the evening, Lama Soto and I had been driven to the Mahabodhi temple in the Turgar jeep, a distance of about 2 miles. We had passed the small shops that line the main road, convenience stores that sell dry goods, a few restaurants, computer cafes, souvenir and trinket shops, and travel bureaus. Cars and taxis, bicycles and rickshaws crowded the road, along with tuk-tuks, the 3-wheeled motorized contraptions that make a racket. As the road approaches the temple entrance, beggars line the streets, holding out their alms bowls. On the way back to Turgar, we had stopped at the office of a travel agent, where I had ordered a taxi to come to the main gate of the monastery at 11 o'clock. We had spoken in English, so Lama Soto, who spoke only Tibetan, knew nothing of this arrangement. I was on the bypass halfway toward the main road when the taxi finally appeared. After 30 minutes in the world on my own, the confines of a car provided unexpected comfort. Several times each day since I was little, I had recited prayers that included, "I take refuge in the Buddha, in the Dharma, the Buddha's teachings,